Welcome back. You're watching our special episode of Young Turks, where we're focusing on the jewellery business in India. Our next guest, Mithun Sacheti, decided to take a risk selling jewellery online. A risk because Indians are just about starting to get used to the idea of e-commerce, and selling jewellery is really all about look, touch and feel. His online jewellery store Caratlane has created quite a stir. Take a look at Mithun and Caratlane's story. Armed with a degree in gemology and a family legacy, Mithun Sacheti's foray into the industry that's expected to touch global sales of $230 billion by 2015 was a smooth one. Using the technical expertise learned from his time spent at his family business Jaipur Gems, Mithun co-founded Caratlane, an online jewellery store in 2008.
When we started off, early days, I still remember, the first, every single transaction we would know, and it was about convincing the customer, and so many people were like, are you for real? I mean, really, you're going to ship jewelry out? How are you going to do it? How is that going to happen? All of those questions used to come all the time to us. Now, of course, everyone's used to it, and you see things a lot more differently. We've clocked really high value transactions. Every month we have 50 lakh rupee transaction happening without much of a problem. People pay us and do it because they see value in what they're buying, as opposed to what if they were going to buy the same thing offline. So that was something in my mind always, but this could not have been done really without having a partner who could understand the technology side of the business while I understood the jewelry side of it. So convincing Gopal, I think, was that moment. I mean, and that went on for 1.5 years, and then to get him to understand when a series of transactions happened in which he was involved, and he saw that without actually owning the inventory, consumers were willing to buy as high as $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 worth of diamonds without seeing them. I think that kind of clinched it for us, and then he agreed, let's go ahead and do this thing.
Caratlane today has a network of over 4,000 global vendors and offers everything from loose diamonds to rings, earrings, bracelets and bangles. But it's the price, almost 25% lower than retail outlets, which is the big draw for customers. But low prices don't mean thin margins, as Mithun saves on inventory management and rentals. With a 300% year-on-year growth, Caratlane touched revenues of 100 crore rupees in 2011, making it a compelling proposition for global investors.
We've had one round of funding already from Tiger Global, who've also funded other e-commerce space players like Make My Trip, Flipkart, etc. And we're recently on the verge of closing our second round of funding as well. We anticipate that this year going forward, and just by conversations, the e-commerce buzz will which was very vibrant last year, will probably continue to be like that, but we'll be a lot more cautious probably and go into ventures which are more sustainable and will have gross margins and everything else to prove for themselves.
With a network of 85 employees across 5 cities, Caratlane currently receives 300 orders a month. Mithun says it's not just low prices but also a hassle-free shopping experience that gets customers to log in. But he realizes the pure-play offline model may have its constraints, and so he's looking at setting up Caratlane experience centers to give consumers a chance to experience the product before placing orders online.
As compared to the other online businesses, we're not such a transaction-heavy site, because obviously the ASP, or the average selling price of every product we sell, is significantly higher. At the lowest bit, we are 15 times to 100 times higher than what every other online business does, but we still do about 1,500 transactions a month. Those are the kind of numbers that we look to do. Caratlane now has got a lot more visibility. We get about 10,000 people visiting a day. The aim now is to multiply, of course, the number of visitors that are coming in. We have a brand new interface coming up, which should be launched by the end of February. We've just started COD services up to a certain value in across most of the cities across India, and we believe that these two initiatives will take us a long way. And also we are setting up our experience centers across India, which should help us have a closer interaction with consumers for them to close out their transactions in various cities.
Time off from work is rare for this young entrepreneur. 3 years after he set up Caratlane, Mithun is clear specialization is the key to building a successful brand and extracting a premium from customers. So as a specialist online jewellery brand, Caratlane focuses on margins and sells at higher prices, for instance, than competitor Flipkart, where the focus is on volumes. Here's wishing Caratlane the very best of luck. It's time for us to slip into a quick break here on Young Turks, but when we return, we bring you the story of Paris-based Indian film director Prashant Nair, who's turned entrepreneur with his social media consultancy, Avedya.